Kyle's been out checking the snow out in the street, and I tell you, it was really coming down for a while out there, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were watching out the window, Bill, and we saw snowflakes the size of almost golf balls that were on College just south of Fulton. Now, this is not a thoroughly and heavily traveled road here, but take a look. The plows from the city have been by and have taken care of this, and, you know, traffic moving along a little slower than posted speeds, at least here. Folks driving carefully, probably a good idea. A lot of high moisture content in the snow, so when it gets compacted, it's going to be that greasy kind of snow, leading to a lot of accidents, as we're going to talk about here in just a minute. And I want to show you some of the latest snowfall totals that we're getting into the 24-hour tracking center. Biggest one so far coming from Whitehall. I mean, we are really closing in on a foot here. 9 inches of snow right now in Whitehall. Muskegon at 7, Grand Rapids 6, and you can see a lot of us 5+ inches of snow. And I brought my laptop out here because truly, from the time I left the tracking center just a few minutes ago to come out here, we already are getting fresh snowfall reports, and I want to keep you posted on the very latest. 5 inches now in Hudsonville. Delta Mills, that's in Eaton County, now at 5.5 inches, and we're at 6.5 inches right now in Montague for a brand new snowfall total. It's really tapered off out here, but we've got more winter weather on the way, not just snow, but also accumulating ice, and Bill's talking about the latest with that.
Yeah, and I want to show you what we expect here for this evening, both north and south of Grand Rapids. If you are north of Grand Rapids, we're looking for about 8 to 12 inches of total snowfall. That includes Grand Haven, Muskegon, areas off to the north. To the south of Grand Rapids, another 2 to 6 inches of snow, along with as much as ½ an inch of ice accumulating on some of the trees and wires. That may cause some power outages out there. I think if you're here in Grand Rapids, here's the way it looks for the evening. We'll have snow with a little bit of a mix of freezing rain, perhaps some sleet. It'll get rather breezy out there as well. Temperature a little bit below freezing there at 30. If you're down in Kalamazoo, you'll be seeing periods of snow with a little bit of freezing rain mixing in. Temperature hanging around 32 degrees. The main roads are mainly just wet as you head west of Kalamazoo right now, but certainly the likelihood is that there will be icy spots even on the main roads in Kalamazoo and Battle Creek here for this evening. Coming up, we're going to talk a little bit more about what's ahead here for tomorrow and another storm coming for later on this week.
Thanks, Bill. US 131 is closed right now in Mecosta County. Here's a look at where that crash is. The southbound lanes are closed near 8 Mile Road, or M20. Now, these are pictures coming in from the scene right now. We know several people have been hospitalized in connection with that crash. It's closed the road for about 10 miles. As many as 50 cars may be involved in that accident. And we, of course, are keeping an eye on current road conditions and will continue to do so throughout the night. Right now, Jerry Byrne of the Kent County Road Commission joining us now live via the phone. And I guess first and foremost, Jerry, what are you seeing out on the roads tonight, and how would you qualify the condition at this hour?
Snow covered and slippery. I'm on 96 westbound near Fruit Ridge, and the driving lane probably has a couple inches in, the passing lane probably 4 or 5. So certainly 40-mile-an-hour top speeds right now.
Obviously, a lot of work ahead for your crews tonight. Does President's Day, Jerry, with a lot of folks not being at work tomorrow, does that impact your staffing, either for the battle on the roads tonight or even into the commute tomorrow?
Well, it'll certainly help. We do not have that as a recognized holiday, so our folks will all be in at regular times, regular shifts. But less traffic obviously makes our job quicker and easier, so that will help us in the morning rush hour.
2.5 weeks ago, you had more than a foot of snow to get off the roads, Jerry. Talk a little bit about how the difference is with this mixture of ice and snow now.
Well, it's a slipperier, wetter, harder commute for the motorists and also for our trucks. Also, the time of the day, 2.5 weeks ago, it was a nighttime snowfall, a lot less travel, easier to get at. Today, more travel on the road, slower go for our trucks. Getting the ice, it will make the snow harder to push, harder to move. It's packed on a little bit harder, so it's going to come off harder than what the blizzard did 2.5 weeks ago. All
right, well, good luck in the battle tonight. Thanks again for joining us, Jerry. We appreciate that. It's Jerry Byrne of the Kent County Road Commission. Now, south of Grand Rapids, we're also keeping an eye on road conditions tonight in the Kalamazoo area. 24-hour News 8's Leon Hendricks. They're live for us tonight with more on how the weather is impacting the conditions in and around Kalamazoo. Leon?
Larry, good evening. The headline here, the road conditions down here in Kalamazoo, far better than they are in Kent County. I just made the commute from up north to down here, and much improvement. Every few minutes we've been kind of having to, what I've slugged, check the precipitation. This is water that's coming down right now. It's rain right now, but earlier today it was snow. So then it switched over to this. So therefore we have this slushy mix on the ground. If we take a look here, you can see this isn't so bad to drive on, certainly not as bad as solid ice. The fear is, though, that as temperatures fall, as we head into the nighttime hours, that this will get worse. But right now, as you can see along the highway, along I-94, the highway is pretty much clear, moving smoothly, 60, 70 miles an hour. But again, the issue down here, I think, will be once this stuff starts to freeze. It looks clear, but it certainly could turn to ice as those temperatures drop. We're, of course, keeping an eye on it, and we'll pass along anything that happens down here as it does. Reporting live in Kalamazoo, Leon Hendricks, 24-hour News 8.
Thanks, Leon. The snow causing a mess at Ford Airport in Kent County as well today. Several flights are canceled or delayed, including an Allegiant flight headed to Sanford, Orlando. It was supposed to take off at 8:30 this morning, but was delayed because of a plane issue in New York. By the time the 143 passengers boarded at 2:30 this afternoon, the snow had already started. Just minutes ago, they were allowed back into the terminal. One of the passengers, Rick Heitmeyer, joining us now live on the phone. He just got off that plane. And Rick, obviously there is a 3-hour limit with that new passenger Bill of Rights, which was passed in April of 2010, but you were actually out there longer than that, correct?
We were on the plane for about 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Tell me a little bit about the mood of the passengers. Obviously, I know everybody wanted to get to Orlando. If you're vacationing, did it get frustrating at a time? And what were you told about the situation and why you were left that long?
We were told several times that it was just delayed. The weather was delaying us. And by about every half hour or so, they would tell us there'd be another delay. Then they started to bring us in, and that took about 40 minutes because the tug kept getting stuck that was trying to move us.
And a lot of the folks at home just getting a look at some of the pictures as they see now out the window from the plane. I imagine that when you guys got on at 2:30, there was some concern that you would not get out with the snow that had moved in, correct?
We were all really surprised that we were even boarding the plane because when it started snowing about 12:30, 1 o'clock, it was coming down pretty good. And as you can see by some of those pictures, you couldn't even see the planes getting de-iced. So we were surprised to be boarding.
Well, Rick, thanks for taking the time tonight. We hope you all get to Orlando soon and safely. Thanks much.
All right. Thanks, Larry.
Rick Heitmeyer, one of those 143 passengers stuck on that plane tonight. Now, if you're supposed to be flying this evening, make sure you check with your airline before you head to the airport. Nearly all of the flights from Gerald R. Ford International Airport have been canceled tonight. You can check on the status of your flight online. You can find a link to that under our traffic tab, of course, at woodtv.com. We're also learning that about 500 people cannot call 911 tonight because of a phone outage. Now, those customers are in Allegan County, mostly in an area between Glen and South Haven. We're told the issue is being worked on. Roads are still in pretty bad shape tonight. Dispatchers in Kalamazoo County say I-94 is icy and slippery, and dozens of slide-offs have been reported since early this afternoon in Ottawa County. We saw this crash happen in Kent County on US 131 near Hall Street less than an hour ago. Officials in many other counties say they're also getting lots of calls about bad roads. Again, we spoke with Jerry Byrne of the Kent County Road Commission just a little bit ago live. He says snow is often easier to get off the roads than that freezing rain and ice.
The snowstorm was hard to get through. The ice is kind of worse. We'd rather have a lot of snow, less freezing rain and ice.
Now, again, we are told that unless you have to go out, do not try the roads this evening. They are slick and dangerous. We, of course, will be tracking this storm all night long with coverage. We're planning a special 11 p.m. 1-hour newscast for you tonight. You can stay up to date on the latest conditions. In the meantime, of course, on your phone anytime. Simply go to live8.com. And we are live streaming and hosting a Cover It Live chat all evening at woodtv.com. Plus, we're waking up early to keep you posted on any closings and problems with your morning commute. Daybreak begins tomorrow at 4 a.m.